You know, it is so very important to invest for your future, but with so many things out there and so many people out there, it can get so confusing. Well, we've got help for not only me, but for you today. I'm here with Mike Rowlands, who is with Scottsdale Gold and Silver, and he's going to educate us a little bit about the precious metals market that a lot of people aren't even aware of. And so the first question I want to ask you is, why should we even look at precious metals when you're looking at the history of what's happened in the past decade?
The reason why you want to look at precious metals is a lot of people get confused when they're talking to their stock guy or their financial advisor about what true diversification is. I talk to people all the time, oh, I'm diversified, I got bonds, I got stocks, and CDs. I'm like, well, that's all paper. So if 2008 happened, every index lost 50%. So it doesn't matter if you were in CDs or if you were in mutual funds or if you were in tech stock versus the Dow, you lost. Whereas adding precious metals to your portfolio did the exact opposite. What it did was it gave you a safety net. It's kind of like insurance that you get a hold in your hand and keep that's actually going to perform and offset those losses. For example...
Well, hold on. Before you go there, let me make sure I understand. When we're talking about precious metals, what exactly are we talking about?
So precious metals are going to be your silver, just like what you have, your gold, platinum, investment grade coins. It's a whole gambit. I mean, even you could qualify jewelry in there as well.
Okay. Basically anything that's a quality silver, platinum, gold, something like that.
Exactly.
Now, you also brought up diversification because most of us were in the 2008, or we had family members that had most of their investments in the paper world. Like you mentioned, the stocks, the bonds, the mutual funds, and everything just dropped. I mean, people were losing 50% of their investments.
Yeah.
And so diversification, you said, is a really good idea. So explain to me what exactly you mean by diversification.
So when you're looking at your total portfolio, a lot of people out there, they have 401ks or they have their IRAs or they got their pension funds, and all of that is involved in paper. If you took some diversification and you look at moving 5 to 25% max into precious metals, anytime you see those equities drop, historically speaking, they drop about by half.
Okay.
What happens with precious metals is you'll see them increase 200 to 300%. So easy math, if you got a $100,000 portfolio and you put 25 grand into gold and silver, 75 grand into your equities, your stocks, you lose half of that. You got 37.5. Well, now your gold and silver increased 200-300%. So now your 25 is worth about 65 to 75.
Okay, you're talking a lot of numbers. So
right.
Let me make sure I understand this. So basically, even though all the paper products, your paper investments seem to drop, the precious metals, even if they've dropped a little bit, they have remained higher or a better investment overall than just having paper.
Yeah, let me explain it to you. So if this is your stock portfolio, it's the majority of it, and this is your precious metals portfolio.
Okay.
When this is going down, this is going up. So it's counteracting that loss, keeping your net worth, which people retiring, I'm worried about losing my money, not having enough.
Yes.
If they're all in stocks, what happens? Now they're looking at a second career. Hi, welcome to Walmart.
Yeah,
if
right.
they're invested into precious metals, now their portfolio is about the same, their quality of life is the same. Everybody should be looking at diversification, especially right now, because $20 trillion, that's not getting into Social Security, Medicaid, or any of the other economic problems we're facing.
There's definitely a need right now to diversify. So what can Scottsdale Gold and Silver do to help us out there that we don't really know about the precious metals market? I read something about a wealth coach.
Right. So what I did is when I created Scottsdale Gold and Silver, I took a lot of what I'd learned over 16 years of doing this. And the main thing is a lot of people, they don't have any clue. Like, I get questions all the time. Well, do I get to keep it? Is it real? How do I know? And it dawned on me, it's like, okay, an advisor is one thing, but a coach is different. A coach is going to be on your side.
Yes.
And it's going to take your best interest and it's going to build you up to where you become stronger. And that's what we do at Scottsdale Gold and Silver, is we look at your needs and wants, and then we educate you. It doesn't matter if it takes 2 hours or if you get it in 15 minutes. We're going to educate you so you understand exactly what you're doing. That way you can always be in a situation where you're never hurting like in 2008.
Oh, right. And we don't ever want to hurt like that again, ever. So if you're looking at your investments and want to diversify, why don't you go ahead and look up ScottsdaleGoldandSilver.com. Talk to Mike over there for a wealth coach. You can also find more information at AZTV.com, and maybe even look at getting a gift for somebody, maybe for the holidays or for a birthday, a bar mitzvah, a bat mitzvah, and get involved in the precious metals market.